Sup, everyone. My name is Ryu for the Counts Network. Welcome to the Flash post-Paradox episode review / discussion, because there's so much to talk about. I am so fucking hyped after seeing that. The one thing I really want to start off on this is that Tobin Bell is Dr. Alchemy, voice-wise, and that makes me so happy just hearing him go, I want to bring out the best in people. You know, just that monologue he has in Saw is brought to here in some degree, and the fanboy in me that has watched all 7 Saw movies is just like, yes! Yes! Rival's back this week, and his arc looks to be ending. I don't know who that guy is with the armor that we saw towards the end. Caitlin is now Killer Frost confirmed. And there's about 30 other things that happen this episode we have to talk about in the next couple of minutes. It's insane. One thing that did affect the Arrowverse from Flashpoint, you know, the whole Arrow side of things, is that John Diggle no longer has a daughter and he has a son. So does that put us in the Legends of Tomorrow future? That's what drives me nuts. Is this what's supposed to happen? Baby Sarah got erased, now it's just Baby John. Okay, so then what happened to Oliver? Like there's so many questions. Okay, so Felicity's in this episode. I thought she would drag down the episode. She did. It was actually really good. I like how Barry is just dealing with everything, but I absolutely love John Wesley Shipp in this episode. Just basically gave Barry the grow the fuck up speech, which is, we get it. You know, you can't just keep running back in time and trying to fix everything. You have to learn to move forward. And this is something that was in Luke Cage, and I like that it was addressed here. Not because, hey, look, it's Marvel and DC. It's just because it makes sense. You can only go back in time so many times, and every time that you go back and change something, something else will change, and you won't be happy with it. And you'll constantly go back to try to reset it. Learn from your damn mistakes. But when Jay said the grow the fuck up thing, and we're explaining it with the teacup, and Barry got all emotional, why can't we go back and save the ones we love? I love how he goes, we're not gods, Barry. We're men. We're men with powers. We don't understand completely why we have these powers. But we have to make the most of it. We have to make the best of it. And then Barry's like, where the hell are we? You know, before this, where are we? Oh, we're in 1998. That didn't look like 1998 to me, but okay. Okay. I dig it. It is what it is. But that speech that Jay had with them and just took him out of the timeline, I love that he was watching him. Because Jay knows from, you know, Wellsborn or Wells, I guess, Earth 2 Wells, that he looks like, you know, his dad. And Barry needed to know that. Also, I wanted to make the joke that since Barry kissed Iris at the very end of the episode, he will go back one more time and just sort of like fix it. And I think that's going to happen, believe me or not. Believe me or believe me not, I think it's going to happen. He's going to go back one more time because we're going to have the red suit at some point. But I think that's going to set up resetting it properly or 99% close enough. Because the whole Killer Frost thing, I don't think that's going to stick. Now, the one thing, when I'm mentioning it won't stick, maybe it won't, maybe it will, who knows. My whole thing is, I don't see them taking Caitlin and making her a full-blown Killer Frost, but I love that she has powers. I love that Cisco is vibe. And goddamn, Cisco getting the shit end. You know, I lost my brother Dante. And it's like, your brother was alive in the other timeline. Barry pretty much just fucked it up and whatnot. And of course, we got the Draco Malfoy himself. My money is that he is indefinitely Dr. Alchemy. I am calling it now. There is no other way because he just randomly appeared. I'm calling it now. He's motherfucking Dr. Alchemy. Getting those theories in on episode 2 because I need to. Think about it. He appears the same episode where Dr. Alchemy first appears. Well, first on full screen mask appears. And look what was happening with Dr. Alchemy in that scene where he's in that little cult room. I'm telling you, I think it's gonna set up for the Fortnite crossover. And on top of that, when the rival was talking to Alchemy in Iron Heights, and Alchemy's like, "You failed. You're not getting a second chance." I think that may be our first look at Savitar, which, if the information I received was correct, he's appearing in episode 7, and he's a speedster with armor. And that pretty much looked like someone who's a speedster with armor to some degree. I am really intrigued on that whole thing. I want to know what Savitar's up to. He's supposed to be one of the main 2 villains for this season. So, very interested to see where they take that, say the least. One of the things I do have to say is I'm glad that they didn't just go with the Caitlyn's mad at Barry because Barry let a second, third romance die. I'm glad they didn't go with that route. That would have been really shitty. The whole Joe and Iris thing not talking to each other. Maybe I didn't catch it, but I don't think they fully explain why. But that's okay because maybe that could be brought up later down the line. Jesse's got Speed Force now, and she's coming next episode. That's super hype. And pretty much we got indication that Kid Flash will be back at some point, in the later part of the season. We don't know what the Husker from. I had a few theories, but I don't even want to go there. I do want to make one joke. Yes, pizza, Barry! I had to get it in there. I'm terribly sorry. I'm not a fan of Harry Potter, but that joke was too fucking sweet to pass the fuck up. It really was. Every time. I promise not to do it again. But, when Barry uses the whiteboard to explain the timelines, I'm just thinking, okay, so Legends of Tomorrow better have some explaining to do, because everything's just getting screwed up by the Flash. We know the Flash is going to have some involvement with Legends of Tomorrow in the future, in 2015 or so, 2015, 2050, that's what I meant to say. So technically, since Barry has gone back to the past about 4 or 5 times prior than what he wanted to do tonight, did that mean he altered everything ever so slightly, and that's why Sarah was killed off, and that's why we got Katie Cassidy as Laurel Lance being the Black Canary, and then the Black Canary being killed off, and Damien Dark, and a terrible reason for Season 4 of Arrow, so this way they can go back to the continuity, like they did with Days of Future Past for X-Men, and fix it? No, that's too good. That's too obvious right there. They're not going to do that. I just couldn't resist saying that. I know I sound like such a dick about it. The episode was fantastic. It finally did the thing. It took Barry, it shook him, it said, "Stop it! You grow up, you deal with it, you're a man now. There's no more running back to the past and trying to fix shit that you can't fix. You move forward, you learn from it, you deal with the pain, and that's just how the hell it is." Fantastic episode, 9.5 out of 10. I love that the rival was brought back. Hopefully he won't be killed forever. I mean, they could always go with the whole, he's absorbed into the Speed Force kind of thing, and then bring him back at some point in the future. But that's what my thoughts are. If you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more, and I'll see you on the next video. Till then.